Alright, let's
And
get this underway.
okay, you can do the countdown.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, so now the third game for the night. We're doing, what is it, MiTH-Trust versus Zenith. This should be a good match, both big powerhouse names. Into the banning. So first ban is a Bounty Hunter, second ban Tinker. Okay, two already a little bit substandard bans. Batrider there, quite standard for a third ban for Zenith.
Like they're both trying to leave a lot of heroes open in the pool. Nyx Assassin fed up by Zenith once again. Last game we saw, the Nyx didn't do so great as their first pick, and they are leaving the Darks here open to MiTH-Trust, but possibly they have a different plan fix this game. I guess we'll just have to see what they do with him.
Yeah, both teams drafting really quickly. Well, just as I say that, I guess MiTH-Trust taking a little bit longer in their picks, but that banning was so quick. And that's,
Yeah,
I guess,
very
a little bit more expected with some established teams who sort of know their strategy. They've got a playstyle in mind to start off, and they know what they don't want to verse. And just as I talk about playstyles, we got a Dragon Knight and a TA come up as well, so two substandard. Well, I say substandard. The TA is quite a standard pick still. Very strong mid hero, but the Dragon Knight, though, not so typical.
Yeah, I'm quite interested in this Dragon Knight ban. They might have a particular strategy they use with him. I don't know too much about MiTH-Trust, so it might be that. It also, both these heroes can survive the Nyx nuke quite well. They might be going for a bit more of a tanker team. If the Templar Assassin has her refraction up, this Nyx is going to be up to Scratcher. And the Dragon Knight, he's got such high armor that the Nyx won't be able to do that much damage against him anyway, so they might have been trying to bait Zenith into taking that first pick of the Nyx Assassin, and they were just going to take a whole bunch of heroes that really render him use.
Yeah.
We're going to have to see.
Yep, going into some reserve time now for Zenith. Taking a little bit of a while to take the next two picks.
I'm kind of expecting more something like the THD, maybe a bit of an AoE hero. And they need something that will be able to counteract this Templar Assassin and the Dragon Knight as well. And they do pick up the Root pick. They're quite strong support heroes, played as a mid. Though I suspect might be playing a support with a Nyx Assassin. But generally a very strong pick. He can take that dragon, so he'll be able to roam around the map as a bit of a dragon, so that's always fun.
Yep. On Zenith, 25 seconds left.
Mirana. Dire team pick.
Okay, Mirana pick up it is.
Okay, these are quite unconventional picks, I have to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not what I was expecting.
My silence is agreeing with you. What picks?
A little bit more of a standard pick, the Shadow Demon. So both teams at the moment, they're two standard picks and one unconventional with the Priestess of the Moon for Zenith and the Dragon Knight for MiTH-Trust. So I guess we're going to possibly some more supports and maybe a hard lamer for Myth and probably a solo mid and a carry being picked up for Zenith.
Yeah, I expect a couple of teamfight controllers to be banned out here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, typically one team doesn't want to have to verse those big AoE teamfight heroes like obviously the Magnus is already banned, but the Enigma and the Tidehunter. Still the Lone Druid and the Coddle in the pool. The Lone Druid just banned out then. We'll have to see how the counter push and push develops for this game.
I might say the Keeper of the Light by Zenith, as they do have their two supports already, and Keeper of the Light Dragon Knight is a pretty brutal combo. A lot of damage, as that dragon only has a 12-second cooldown. Breathe fire.
Oh yeah, I
That was
thought you
quite
meant his
spammable
ultimate.
with
I
Keeper
was
of the Light.
like, not quite, Lily.
Sorry, what's his the dragon form?
Yeah, it's
Breathe
like
fire.
Breathe Fire or something like that, yeah.
We don't actually see the Keeper of the Light, he's open. But this replay was done in December last year, so Keeper of the Light maybe wasn't such a blunt pick back then.
One final ban.
And I suspect we're going to see one more ban out by MiTH-Trust. Possibly maybe the Loon, the Phantom Lancer. Probably some hero has a bit of a presence as they have banned out the Sven. And the Lone Druid is a very... Well, they actually take the Dirge. But the Lone Druid is, of course, a very frustrating hero to versus. He can take towers down in seconds.
Yeah, the Undying, I did not expect that ban. I don't think... Personally, it would have fit with their lineup. Of course, the Undying next Rubik would be a pretty strong tri-lane, but was that making the most of their lineup? I'm not too sure. So they opt for a Bane pickup. That's a little bit odd to lane as well, unless they want to sort of have maybe a farming mix in a tri-lane or something.
I think they're going to do the Bane bottom, possibly in the tri-lane or on the off-lane, but I think Bane does actually do quite well against our Assassin, as he can just sleep her whenever she pops the refraction, which will just cancel all the refraction charges.
Yeah, you're too right. I don't know what I was thinking there. Mirana obviously quite good in the tri-lane. Obviously Mirana quite good in an off-lane as well, so we'll have to see where she chooses to lane that.
Definitely be depending on the pick, and they might have left this kind of ambiguity open just to be able to do a little bit of counter drafting for MiTH-Trust. They could potentially do aggressive offlane with the Rubik, Mirana and Nyx Assassin, but if MiTH-Trust does pick up a really defensive hero like the Earthshaker now, I think they'd probably opt for the tri-lane.
And a puck pickup. Okay, that's a little bit odd. Yeah. The laning is now a little bit awkward. Puck and TA generally love going mid.
Oh, I think Puck is decent in the offing. He has got the 2 escapes and the silence, so he'll definitely be able to
I guess
deliver.
it's more of an XP issue is more what I was thinking. Having a solo lane XP is fantastic for both of those heroes. Arguably more so for the Puck. Sure, he might be able to survive in an off lane, but will he be in XP range? I'm not too sure. Especially with such a strong potential tri-lane anyway from like the Nyx Assassin, the Rubik, and a Mirana. A Doom pickup as well. I do recall I've seen this somewhere before. Is this going to be a Doom off lane?
Possibly could. They could put the Doom easy lane against the Puck. So I think Doom should have some time farming against the Puck. He's quite tanky and he's got the heal from the Scorched Earth, so they'll be able to get easy level. I think his damage is high enough that he'll be able to die. Puck a lot of experience, and they might go for that aggressive tri-lane against the Dragon Knight, Shadow Demon, whatever last pickup they go for. Possibly. Or they could just do something completely because they are Zenith, and Zenith is always everyone on the back foot.
Reserve time.
Yeah, you gotta love Zenith for their picks. It's really interesting to watch their games, let alone casted. It's very exciting. Very, very exciting.
It's very makes you feel like a bit of a stupid one sometimes because you look at the picks and you go, I have no idea what they're gonna do with this.
Chen.
And the Chen is the last from MiTH-Trust. So I think if Zenith does decide to go for that aggressive tri-lane, which they might not, as XY is on the... I don't know what they're doing.
I think MiTH-Trust is probably going to run a dual lane top with the Dragon Knight and the Shadow Demon sort of babysitting him. And the Chen hopefully in the jungle rotating for some ganks if he can. If this is an aggressive tri-lane, I think this might work out quite well for Zenith. Because there'll only be a dual lane, and the Dragon Knight early on, sure he's pretty survivable, but he's also gankable because he doesn't have any sort of escape. He does have a stun, and he's got obviously some good health regen. Does that mean you're fantastic against ganks? Anyway, go on.
Well, just the problem with Chen in the jungle is that any kind of aggressive play, if he's in the right position, you know, he's got that smoke, so if he's sitting waiting for Zenith to go aggressive, you know, that could turn from a, you know, quite successful play by Zenith to, you know, 3 deaths. Chen can really make or break that tri-lane at top. But anyway, to run through the players quickly before we forget, we've got XY on the Priestess of the Moon, we've got A playing the Bane, Freedom is on the Rubik, Doom is being played by Ice Ice Ice, and we've got the Nerubian Assassin being played by Lux.
TNK on the SD, the Shadow Demon, R5 on the Chen, There's some pretty weird names here. AAB, BAA on the Templar Assassin, SD on the Puck, and LK on the Dragon Knight. And this is, as I was talking about as well, looks like an offensive tri-lane. Oh no, Rubik's just warding. So it will be an offensive tri-lane up against the dual lane with the Chen in the jungle. And it is, as you were saying as well, it's going to be the Puck off lane against the easy lane Doom.
Rubik is going to pick up that invisibility rune to start, but Chen has got sight of him, so I think the top lane is going to play just defensive. And he's actually going to feign going mid and then heading. Sorry, feign going top and then heading mid lane, so I think they're going to try and pick up a kill on this Templar Assassin. Or he's just going to chase the Chen around and annoy him as much as possible.
Might try Jack a last hit on this Ursa. Be a very cute play. Maybe a little bit embarrassing if he messes it up. Hey, got it.
Oh, I did get it. Now he has to run for his life. The Chen traces after him. I don't know if that was particularly worth it, as he might even possibly die for the first blood.
Oh, I don't think he will.
I don't know, he's got 290 move speed versus a 300 from the Chen and 330 from the Ursa. He does actually have to... Oh, he's going to try and jump the Chen.
Very nice bait.
Oh, very nice bait by him. The Chen is now stuck on the high ground. No crow. He's just enough... No, he hasn't got enough money for a TP scroll yet, so...
He's mad. He is sending that Kobold Taskmaster Ursa to go do the damage.
That was very, very nice baiting by X Freedom. Very strong play. Oh, poor Chen.
See the Bane going for levels in Enfeeble and Brain Sap instead of the Nightmare so far. That's quite good. This TA actually has relatively high base attack damage, but with the Enfeeble that is so low. So this Bane should be able to outlast hit this Templar Assassin quite comfortably. I'm actually going to bring up the last hits now. 5 and 7 for the 6 and 7 for the Bane, and only 2 and 1 for the Templar Assassin. And if he can, I was about to say, if he gets a relatively fast bottle, but if I saw it correctly before, all he bought was 3 branches, so he got a really fast bottle, and he's just going to continue spamming this Enfeeble. In fact, putting a second point in it too. 60 damage reduction from the 61 damage. This Templar Assassin, wow, gonna have a very tough lane.
Well, I mean, the Bane is actually quite strong counterpick against the Templar Assassin in mid. Is it level 7 for level 4 Enfeeble and level 4 Refraction? Refraction does an extra 80 damage, and Enfeeble takes away 120. So this Templar Assassin is always going to have a hard time fast hitting. Really going to have a very difficult time trying to get any items up. And this Chen is still stuck. Poor thing can't move. He's just trying to farm the creeps he can, the small camp.
I have the flying courier up and a TP scroll is on it, so he should be able to get off soon. If he sends the courier to him, he does. Nice, nice.
Man,
hopefully that Chen should be able to catch up soon enough.
Well, it definitely gave the tri-lane, that's what I was talking about, that Chen can be really devastating against aggressive tri-lanes, but he definitely lost an advantage that he would have had by getting stuck up there. I don't think X Freedom really could have played that any better.
If I can't have you, no one will.
Yeah, if I recall correctly too, when a Chen takes over a creep, yeah, he doesn't get XP for that. So by taking the smaller Ursa that was there, he took the XP, the gold, and then he stuck him on the cliff. So a level 1 Chen for the first 3 minutes is really not what a Chen wants.
Definitely is not.
Templar Assassin still only with 4 last hits. Anyway, go on.
She's got the haste. No, she's got negative 30 damage. She is not going to have a happy time at all. I was just going to have a look at bot lane. The Doom does seem to be outlaning the Puck, but not as much as I thought he would be. He's just only got the Ring of Health up at the moment. Looks like he's just going for a lasting build, and he's maxing the Scorched Earth actually, rather than the Devour, which is an interesting build. And I missed first bottom, sorry.
Me too, you got me very interested in the bottom lane, and I was actually looking at the Puck as well, who's still got 1k in the bank, so he might be going really aggressive with this, skipping boots and everything just to get that really, really fast Blink Dagger. This lane is not going to be able to punish him for that, if that's the case. quite interesting anyway. I don't know, he might just pick up a boots now, but I think if he was going to, he would just go to the side shop and get it. So, I don't know.
As for that first blood, was a kill.
Who was
Yeah,
it
I
for?
think the Chen came in dank. And they managed to kill on the Nerubian assassin. As I said, that Chen, if he did have that bad start, he still is managing to crush the tri-lane. But, you know, give the tri-lane a run for its money. And if you look at the farm, the Dragon Knight and the Potom are on quite equal farm. The two supports for Zenith, nothing at all really. Whereas the Chen is, catching up a fair bit, and he's actually smoked up, and his Flying Centaur is going to go for a gank on mid with the Shadow Demon. I think this Templar Assassin's a little bit frustrated with his complete lack of farm. Shadow Demon doesn't actually have subs, so while he does come in to get a gank off, he gets revealed far too early.
Oh, Fiend's Grip on the Shadow Demon as well. Are they going to be able to bring him down? Especially not with the TA with Enfeebled. Just not enough damage to get the kill. The Fiend's Grip does just end in time, and the Disruption can come out to stop a right click, and the Shadow Demon does walk away with his life. Very, very close, as I'm sure you were just about to say.
I was going to say there's a bit of a miscommunication, as the Templar used her meld at the exact same second as the Shadow Demon trapped the Bane. So the Bane did actually miss the meld damage, which might have had the possibility of bringing him down. I think the Shadow Demon would have done better to trap himself, honestly. There's only a level 1 disruption, so it doesn't do that much damage.
Trying to look at the vision for the map. It looks like Dire's got a rune award on top, and I think that's about it. Trying to scan for these dots all over the map, and I'm not seeing anything.
Well, the Rubik has got some more than his Venturi, but I think he's just been waiting for use of the bird, as it seems to have been quite busy. Bottom has picked up her face boots. Shadow Demon looks like he's going to be a little bit aggressive on, and the two supports are missing. It looks like they've rotated all the way down to the bot lane. The wards are on the bird, but the bird looks like it's going to be going to the mid lane first. We might not see any wards for a couple
We
more
might see
minutes.
a kill on this TA. This Nyx Assassin is positioning himself quite aggressively. He's just out of vision, I assume.
I think they're waiting for the Fiend's Grip, which is back up in 3 seconds. And yeah, here we go.
So stun initiation, and they opt not to go for the Fiend's Grip. Okay.
Oh, there was a gank on pop. Looks like the Priestess of the Moon did manage to leap away and used her arrow, but given the Dragon Knight's huge range on his stun with the Elder Form, they did manage to actually score the kill with the disruption damage as well as the stun and nuke.
This Puck has bought herself some boots. Still saving the rest of her cash though.
Might be going for a fast pink.
Yeah, I think so.
Especially this Chen Dragon Knight combo, that's a really, really strong pushing potential. So once this Puck gets his blink up, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of 5-man Dota.
Oh,
Looks like...
and there is initiation on the Puck too. The Doom is probably going to secure the kill. The Puck has no way of escaping, since she relies on all of her skills to do so. But the rotations do come, and they're going to get a kill for themselves. An offensive disruption used, and the Rubik is then trapped in and bursted down. The Puck TP's back and trying to get a kill out of it.
The Doom might just get away. He has that Scorch Earth, so he has huge regeneration as well as big move speed, and he's got the Alpha Wolf damage as well, which just managed to score that kill on the Chen. The Chen had quite a lot of health left, but he just smacked him right in the face. He just fell.
I think the TA actually died mid during that engagement as well. The Bane Fiend's Grip was used, and I guess that's an easy setup on an arrow, so it would have been quite a long stun for that TA, all the while being pounded on with right clicks and the Starstorm from the Marana. Very strong and able to bring down that TA.
Yeah, that Bane Potom combo, you see it a lot in pub matches, but I mean, as is being shown here, it can be quite effective in professional matches as well, as the Bane does have such strong lockdown, gives enough time for that Potom to just chuck that arrow for a 5-second stun. Looks like Doom's got his Vanguard up. I think we're going to probably expect to see some phase boots, and then Possibly a Radiance Rush, maybe? He is going for the carry build, so... Kind of depends on how they want to play this. They're definitely going to need some early game items to stop the push from the DK and the Chen. But they might choose to just the Doom.
Dire's structures
Refarm.
are fortified.
Get his items up.
Yeah, I think that might be the right choice, and if they can continue putting pressure on this puck to stop the Blink Dagger, then potentially the strategy from MiTH-Trust might never come to fruition, at least not when they want it to.
You know, we might see initiation top lane.
Oh, Bane TP in, gets a Fiend's Grip on. Is there going to be enough damage to bring down the Mirana first? No, not the case. So the Dragon Knight pops, and there's the chase as well. The Nightmare on the Shadow Demon's going to keep him in place. Let the three of them wail on him and get the kill very easily. 3 down now for the... Did Doom get a kill on the TA as well? That's quite a big deal there.
Yeah, the
And
TA
his
ran bot trying to
ultimate's
get a
up again
kill.
now too, so they could turn on this puck as well. Just needs the mana for it. He does have arcane boots, doesn't he?
It looks like things are just not really going in favour of MiTH-Trust at the moment. But we're trying to make something happen on both top and bot at the same time, but really good TP supporting by both the Bane and the Nubian Assassin being in the right place at the right time. Managed to stop that kill on the Priestess and the Moon and actually score kill. For
This is
themselves.
really brutal if you've looked at the last hits. The TA only has 12 last hits at 11 minutes into a game. For a solo mid TA, that's a disaster if I've ever seen it.
You really just can't do much against this Bane. Like, the whole reason why TA is very strong in laning is that refraction bonus damage is very, very hard to stop, but the Bane just blasts it off. She just enfeebles him, and what can the TA do? It doesn't matter if she manages to get some, harasser on the Bane from the side blades, it just doesn't do anything because she's got negative damage.
Yeah.
Anyway, we might see initiation on top. The Shadow Demon and the Chen are both smoked up and getting in position, and the puck is in there as well.
Ouch. No time to leave there.
I think they're actually going to be able to get a kill on the Nubian Assassin as well. With all the really strong nukes from both the Chen, the puck, and the Dragon Knight. Those heroes just drop like paper.
Not to mention the 2 Troll Warlords. Is it the Troll Warlord? That's what they're called? The names are being
pretty
changed.
sure they're called Ancient Big Thunder.
Anyway, duel of those with skeletons, big push, and the nets from those are brutal, so really good for ganks. Doom has his ult, he's probably going to look to use it, puts it straight on the Shadow Fiend, Shadow Demon, perhaps a little bit of miscommunication, as the Bane Fiend's Grip has Doom ulties him. Continuing to chase.
Very nice ult by the puck there, manages to catch 3, does stop them from chasing.
I think this game's getting a little bit out of control for Myth now, as Zenith is able to take a couple of towers, assuming they can at this point. There is quite a bit of counter push, but I'm assuming they can take 1 or 2 towers. That's just going to continue to snowball them. And these heroes just aren't getting enough farm. This Dragon Knight's going to get picked off again. Nice disruption, is not going to be enough to save him.
They might actually be able to take the Priestess of the Moon down. She's out of mana, and yeah, with the combined damage from the Shadow Demon and the Chen auto attacks, he does actually fall. Nice stun there by the Chen on Centaur. But I think the Shadow Demon just got a little bit out of position trying to score that kill on the Rubik.
Dire's top tower.
Templar Assassin not participating in any fights at the moment. While that's typically a very bad thing at this point, I'm not too sure. I think split pushing might actually be the better decision. They've lost 1 or 2 kills, but this Templar Assassin is so behind in farm. If she could get 1 or 2 items up, that might be worth 1 or 2 deaths. I'm not too sure.
Well, the puck almost has his blink up. He's only 300 away. And once he does, I think he'll be able to be a little more effective in team fights and give the Templar Assassin a bit of room to farm up anything really. And the Priestess of the Moon is actually going to play very aggressive on the Templar Assassin. He's going to back off now as Templar Assassin does have the refraction up. The trap is placed. Priestess just starts to run back, and the Nubian Assassin TP is in and casts Vendetta. They might go for a dive on this. The puck manages to cast his ult, but Templar Assassin just drops instantly to the Nubian Assassin's Vendetta. They do manage to take the Priestess of the Moon down, but that's an exchange for the Templar Assassin and the Dragon Knight, which I think is not the best exchange, and the puck is running for his life.
Definitely not.
They only got 50 gold until his blink dagger, so he really doesn't want to die now, but the Doom is just chasing him so aggressively. And the Doom manages to take him down with that level death. It's a multiplier of 3, and that puck is level 9, so that does something like 500 damage, I think.
Yeah, well, it must have been, because that puck was pretty much on half health and then dropped immediately. I'm going to get the tier 1 from this. They might try continue with the tier 2 since they just have the superior fight at the moment. They could just 5-man this. Do they have enough to go high ground? I don't quite think so. Maybe they could get 1 or 2 more picks, go for the Roshan perhaps, or even just take the tier 1 and 2 mid. But they are doing quite well for themselves. Here's a big fight now going at the bottom. They are trying to defend this tower.
Nice trap place there by the Templar Assassin, but it's just not enough damage. She just gets nuked down instantly by both the
Dire's middle tower is
Rubik and the Rubian Assassin, and they're just going to counteract that and take her down.
Ouch.
The Bane is TP'd in. Just really underfarmed.
Dire's middle tower
23 creeps now, 0 to 4, 15 minutes for a solo mid. Really quite a devastating, bad farm, I have to say.
Good news, Puck finally has his blink dagger. They might be able to make something happen with this. I'm not so sure, but the potential is there. It could be really hard though if the Puck manages to blink in and the Bane just gets a super fast nightmare off. That's going to be really brutal for that Puck.
I think the bigger worry at the moment is the Bane's Enfeeble, which is maxed. It lasts for 20 seconds and it has a 10-second cooldown, so both of the damage dealers, the Templar Assassin and the Dragon Knight, are going to be able to have a cast at once, and neither of them have damage above... Oh, the Templar Assassin just has damage above 120 with the refraction on, but I think neither of them are going to be able to do any damage in team fights if this Bane plays well. I think even if Puck gets like the perfect ult off, we might see initiation on top lane with the Rubian Assassin stalking the Chen. He does Vendetta him, gets the stun, and Bane cleans up with the brain slap.
Bane's got himself a 4-staff now as well, so things just get even that little bit more out of control for MiTH-Trust at the moment. The initiation and the chase and even the counter chase with Bane with a 4-staff is really quite huge. He's one of those really big utility heroes which can make huge plays come out of a 4-staff. I think that's what I was trying to say there.
It looks like they want to make something happen on bot lane. Both the Rubik and the Bane TPing into bot. The Dragon Knight is there farming, and the Doom is farming quite aggressively. He might be trying to bait, as the other two heroes are just hiding in the trees there. But it looks like MiTH guesses something's up, and they both back off, the Puck and the Dragon Knight. In fact, it looks like they're going to go on the tower, possibly, and do a little bit of pushing. The Chen is rotating mid as well. He might do some warding on the way. There's an issue.
Oh, they're going to get the Nyx before he can get the Vendetta off. It just got off cooldown, and the Priestess ulti actually comes out and saves that Nyx, so that's very nicely played by them. Good coordination. The Rubik's now a little bit out of his depth. Invis Tomb comes in, just takes out that Shadow Demon in like one hit. He's now rotating onto this Chen, doing those very strong right clicks. I think I've slowed down my game somehow.
Well, looks like now the Dragon Knight's going to be a little bit out of position. He is running with his superior move speed. Pictures of the moon does leap down, does some auto attacks. The Dragon Knight has got no damage, so there's nothing he can do if he decides to turn around. He dodges the arrow, however, and he just keeps running for his life. The Doom is kind of like, get out of my way, Priestess of the Moon. I'd really like to chase, but they both decide to give up on the chase and head back. However, they did successfully defend the mid tower in exchange for one Rubik with the Shadow Demon, the Chen, and the Puck. So it was a very nice trade for Zenith.
Yeah, this definitely fits into the playstyle of Zenith, especially for the Gosu Cup Asia. I think we casted a lot of the Zenith's games together, and what they did over and over was just play aggression. They would take down early towers, they would take team fights, and then they would end games really soon. And as you can see, we're not about to, but they are taking down pretty much all the tier 2 towers at this point. And it's not even 20 minutes into the game, and they are in such a position that they might be able to take racks soon as well. A big blink-in initiation from the Puck. Not enough to bring down the Mirana, just with burst damage. She's tanky enough with the ultimate orb there. So they're forced to back off, and they don't commit on that. wisely so. I don't think they have vision to know who exactly was there.
Because in the theme now, Myth is sticking together quite a lot, which is going to be a little bit of the issue as both the TA and the Dragon Knight are quite underfarmed.
Dire's bottom
And
tower is
I
under
think the problem
attack.
though is if they split up, they're both going to get picked off, so looks like the TA is going to go bot, but there are 3 heroes there, Priestess of the Moon, the Bane, and the Rubik, so we might see an initiation on her. The Bane does cast the Enfeeble and just goes forward to farm quite aggressively, but the Dragon Knight's running in Dragon mode. Priestess of the Moon chucks an arrow, does see the Dragon, and it looks like both teams might be heading off just a little bit. And there is actually that blink up on the Nyx Assassin again. Definitely does seem to like the blink.
Didn't quite work out for them last game.
No.
But it might have been
This
a little
game-
bit too little too late. This game they are in the lead and look to continue that, so I guess a Blink Dagger really does try to secure the initiation aspect anyway.
Doom is playing very aggressively right now. He has got that Shiva's up and he just runs in, straight in, into 3 heroes, casts the Doom on the Chen. The Bane blinks before starts in and casts the Fiend's Grip on the Shadow Demon.
And rightly so, though. I think he really can man mode at this point, because with the Enfeeble on level 4 on this Templar Assassin that's so behind, you know, it's really is like he was just versing 3 supports down bottom. Each of their damage is just so minimal, and he has such huge AoE damage at this point with the, as he shed the Shiva's Guard and his own level 4 Scorched Earth. That's really quite big, and his right click alone is quite big, and then whenever his level death comes off cooldown, that's also another quite nice nuke. And with the intelligence from the Shivas, he can spam that. He has 1.2k mana, which is huge for a Doom at this point in the game.
21 minutes in.
Yeah.
Pretty big. I mean, looking at the gold graph, 13,000, 14,000 in favour of Zenith. Experience about the same, 13, 14,000 in favour of Zenith. It's going to be very hard for MiTH-Trust at the moment to catch up.
Yeah, I think
They've
very
just
hard's
really
an understatement.
Been
Dragon
very
Knight,
outdrafted, I have to say.
yeah, definitely. I think that
Bane.
Chen might not have been the best last pick. Was it Chen that was the very last pick?
It was, honestly, I don't think the Chen was the problem. It was just, Zenith just really counterpicked them with the Bane, as the Bane has really been quite devastating at the moment.
Yeah, but I guess the way I see it is like, by having a Chen committed to the jungle, you're leaving a dual lane top, which, that's okay, they did fine, but then...
Initiation on top. Nice blocking by Chen now. Doom just can't quite catch up.
Very close, he's gonna go down. Yeah, as I was saying, if the Chen wasn't in jungle, and in fact that if that was a normal support, typically making a tri-lane in top, then that support could just rotate and help the TA shut down the Bane. But
Well, I think
since
ideally-
the Chen was stuck there in the jungle, he couldn't really help out in mid.
Well, I think they would have wanted the Chen to go gank the mid. Just another initiation on top, just dropped so fast. But I think the real problem was just that the Rubik managed to really outplay the Chen, get him trapped on that cliff for so long. Because the Shadow Demon Dragon Knight lane is such a defensive one, it's very hard to kill
Dire's top tower is under
the Dragon
attack.
Knight. If the Shadow Demon's just standing there waiting for the initiation, it's just going to cast a disruption. You know, standing far enough back that they can't get the initiation on him. You know, the Chen would have capabilities of ganking the lanes. But I think just Chen getting stuck on that cliff for like 4 minutes really messed up his gameplay.
Yeah, that's very true actually, you're right, because once he did get down, he pretty much immediately got an effective gank off and got a kill on, I think it was Mirana or something like that, so I guess you're right, Chen was still a very good pick, it didn't quite work out for them, I guess. That's true.
I think Zenith's a very hard team to verse, as they are quite strong with their gameplay.
Very big fight. Handy God comes out, not enough to save their support.
Flying Centaur, chasing after Chen.
Dire's
love this
top
lane.
tower has fallen.
Maybe next time.
Rubik does actually steal Holy Persuasion, so he might see a little army of his own, helping with the push.
Yeah, that Centaur is his. That was the one that was beating on the Chen, so...
It's Rubik's.
already helping out.
Poor TA. 44 minutes, she's got phase boots in a bottle. It's really, really depressing farm.
Yeah, that was potentially the game breaking that mid lane. I think if that Templar Assassin was able to be that little bit more active, and Doom's a fairly gankable hero, so if he could gank and snowball that puck a little bit more like he probably should have, would have been quite a big deal. Didn't happen.
Yeah. The Doom did actually max the Scorched Earth, which would have given him an escape route if the TA did decide to gank. As the TA doesn't really have that much mobility until she gets her Blink Dagger up. I think it was just very smart and safe play by Zenith, as, you know, if mid hadn't gone as well as it did, and the TA had managed to get her farm up, the Doom still would have been quite ungankable as he was so mobile and had so much regen.
Very respectable last hits for this Doom as well. 143 in 25 minutes. Well, that's definitely not. It's definitely not your typical hard carry, but he's been very active around the map as well, and to still be on 145 is quite a nice CS.
Go click on the Chen Creeps and click on the one that gives a speed aura and just check out its name.
Dire's bottom tower
Right.
is under attack.
Tusk Frozen Sigil.
I'm sorry, I'm very easily amused.
You're a girl, Louis.
Yeah.
Ugh.
There's just nothing that MiTH-Trust can do against this huge AoE.
This is a very big stomp, yeah,
Yeah.
at this point.
A nice streaking there by the park, but I just think it's not enough, even if he gets away. Zenith is just going to eat down the rest of their heroes. There is actually a buyout by the Dragon Knight who just falls again straight away. The Doom and the Bane, the bottom are just a little bit too big. Can't handle them.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
Nice blink in by Partner, manages to take down the Nubian Assassin.
The Mirana also very low, so the puck might choose to go back in a second and try to get the kill on that as well.
Barracks are under attack.
He does
Maybe
have the Lincolns though.
Lincoln's doesn't cancel out the AoE, does it?
Dire's bottom barracks.
No, but... I mean, this is a regen. It's got 12 regen per second.
See.
He's just gonna TP up and farm a bit more.
Regeneration.
Well, that the XP and gold graph says it all. It's pretty much a straight line going up. Very dominant game by Zenith. Wish there was more to talk about.
No, I think it's really just come down to that couple of game-breaking moments like that Chen, as I said. I think him getting stuck on that cliff in the early game, very strong play by X-Freedom there. You know, not only did he steal the creep and the experience, but he managed to make that Chen not be able to do anything for the first couple of minutes, which is really devastating for an early game ganker like the Chen.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And also the drafting of Bane, who's such an unusual pick, but he really just destroyed that TA. That TA had negative damage for the majority of the laning phase. Not to mention, every time they went for a gank, the Bane would just be able to micro down 3 heroes with the Enfeeble, the Sleep, and the Fiend's Grip, and there was just nothing they could do. He's a very ungankable hero and very well played by A here.
Yeah, not only that, the item choice as well. Since he only went for the 3 Ironwood branches, he knew his game plan straight away. He wanted that really fast bottle just to support his Enfeeble spam, and he got that. He got his bottle so fast. And TA, didn't even have 2 last hits by that point, and the Bane had a bottle and was spamming it. Or something like that. I can't quite remember, but that was so well done.
Yeah, it was about that.
Is there a gem up, is there? Yes, there is on the Nyx. I see. Kelvin
Looks like Refresh
Talbert.
is going to be up on Doom in a second. I mean, it really just shows how
Dire's middle tower
practiced
is under
Zenith is in their gameplay. They knew exactly what they needed to do, and they just did it. You know, there wasn't any hesitation in the draft. They thought a little bit about it, of course. There was a bit of reserve time used, but you know, they had the picks down in this Bane also. I don't know if you mentioned it, but the Fiends group does go through BKB, and they knew the Dragon Knight would want to pick that BKB up, so he's another good counter pick. They could have gone for something like the Beastmaster, but the Beastmaster doesn't do as well against the TA. Bane does. Bane just shuts the TA down, shuts the Dragon Knight down. Very, very strong drafting by the Zenith, and it's unusual drafting. It's not just those standard picks. They did have the opportunity to take something like the Darkseer, but they went for the Priestess and the Moon and the Bane, and the Doom, of course. So it's unusual picks, but it worked very well for them.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
What is everyone's kills at, by the way? So Doom 12, 0 and 2. Oh, so well played by him. 9 for 2 on a support Rubik as well. That's very, very strong. 5 deaths on the Mirana. Probably not what she was looking for, but she did have a relatively rough lane. Shadow Demon, reliable stun from a DK and a Chen that can rotate, so that's not really too unexpected. Only 4 and 3 for that Nyx though, so I'm not too sure if I'm liking this Blink Dagger. I guess there's other factors. It's not just the Blink Dagger. Don't blame it on their item choice, Emu.
I don't know. I'm not too sure who this Lux is, to be honest. It might have just been a bit of a sub, possibly, as this was when Zenith's kind of changing their team around. They got rid of Loader and Ice was not Ice, High HY was gone as well. So nice arrow by the Potom. Pretty sure there was a blind arrow on the Chen there, and he's just going to drop very, very fast to the NA Manaman. Bottom nuke combo. Not much you can do against that. He has just given up on the idea of a blink. She's just picked up a Wraith Band. She really needs that damage. And in fact, she probably could have done, you know, gotten a couple of items that would give her that early game damage, as you know, the Bottle Rush just didn't work in her favor. Just as a thing she could have done in the early game. It was a very tough lane for her, but you know, possibly the Bottle Rush, being able to get an early bottle with Bamboo Refraction just wasn't much use, as she just didn't have any damage with the Enfeeble, so...
What would have been really nice, and this hasn't been talked about, but I'm pretty sure this works, is if that Chen happened to got a Satya Trickster, I think it is, and maybe purge the Enfeeble on that TA.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I'm not too sure if that works, but if they had,
I get the feeling it does. I mean, it might not. I don't think I've ever actually tried that myself.
yeah.
But it was an option, I guess,
The very
if he
good
wasn't
point
stuck
is,
on the
like,
cliff.
the best neutral players, you know, like Chen Enchantress, you know, you often see them pick up those creeps that aren't the big ones, like the, oh, what's it called? The one that has the mana burn.
The Satya...
Something else.
It's the little blue one, it's the medium one.
Yeah, it's the medium blue one. But that one, and you know, they'll come into the mid lane, and if they're versing something like a TA, they'll just burn her mana, as that's 100 mana gone, and she has about a 300 mana pool in the early game. Spam that on her a couple of times, and she's not going to have a happy time, let's just say. So, yeah, I think if this Chen hadn't been shut down in the early game just by getting trapped on that cliff, there might have been a bit of a different gameplay, but I guess we'll never know, as Zenith X-Freedom did manage to do that very nice play.
Dire's Ancient is under attack.
That's it.
Bam! And with the thrown down, that is officially Zenith the winner.
Yeah.
GG. Anyway,
Nice play by Zenith.
I was PinkEmu. My co-caster, amazing as always, is Lily. Thank you very much.